Imagine if Black Panther had cast Henry Cavill as T'Challa and Superman had cast Michael B. Jordan as Superman. Technically, both are diversity, but that doesn't mean that they're good examples or executions of diversity. Hello, my name is Crawford, and today I will discuss the importance and use of diversity in media, as well as how it can backfire with overdoing it or ingenuine uses of it. By the end of this speech, my aim is that you will have a newfound respect for diversity and will be able to identify improper and proper uses of it. The aim of it, the main 3 points of my paper are what diversity is and why it's important to humans, how diversity works and impacts communities represented, and why engagement diversity is so dangerous and does more harm than good. So first, let me define what diversity is and why it's important. For definition, diversity, as I will use it in this speech, will be defined as displaying usually oppressed or underrepresented groups of people in media. Websites like Ideas for Europe define diversity as a wide variety of ideas, viewpoints, and content. Most of the time when we think of diversity, we think about diversity of people, skin color, but that's only a small part of the puzzle. If you imagine diversity as making a movie based on culture as a book, you will not just copy and paste the title of the book and then call it the same thing as you call the movie the same thing as the book. You need to understand the why behind the reason the cultures do what they do, or you're just making a shell of the culture diversity. You're just making a copy, and a bad one at that. Humans are social creatures by nature design. We seek companionship and friendship to understand each other. According to ThriveGlobal.com, this need is tied to the way we both view ourselves and the world through social lens, and that lens will be used to help us relate to people with the same diversity as ourselves. Now that we know what diversity is, how would you go about using it correctly? Diversity is best implemented into media by using what ADL.org calls a window or a mirror. A mirror is when a person of a diverse group just reflects aspects of their life or everyday life onto a media a group see. By a window can be made by a person of the same diversity. It usually isn't and offers a glimpse into a person of another diversity's life. To better understand, let's look at 2 examples. My first example would be the 2019 movie Parasite, which followed a low-income family in South Korea, the Kims, as they try to infiltrate the rich and well-off parks. While directed by a Korean man, Bong Joon-ho, Bong Joon-ho, it is not his personal experience. He does an excellent job of conveying how miserable life with the Kims is, and how opportunity like the parks is the golden ticket, their way out of poverty. Now, for a mirror, we can look no further than the Netflix original series titled Cannon Busters, which followed a colorful cast of heroes on a sci-fi western adventure story. The show is a mirror because it was created by Lee Sean Thomas, an African American man who populated his work with black and other colorful characters. Comic book titans at the time, like DC and Marvel, usually did not feature colorful or inclusive characters, and this was what makes his work stand out at the time. What made it gather such a large following. The other side of using diversity in media is how it is intercepted, by the communities you are displaying and or imitating. According to the Odyssey.com, creating these diverse characters gives members of that community something to look up to or to aspire to be. It says, hey, you may be this diversity. You may not look white or be a man or any other stereotype for those heroes, but that doesn't mean you can't do what they can do. A great example, like I said earlier, is Black Panther. He's not the first black superhero, but he was really one of the prominent ones and helped lead the way for other great black superheroes like Storm and Nightcrawler and other ones like that. And finally, why genuine diversity is so dangerous and does more harm than good. False diversity is when diverse ideas or people are only implemented in media to mark a box or hit a quota. The Medium.com describes this as diversity being described as when diverse people are spirited into work solely for the sake of being there. Diversity like this does nothing but harm the medium and sends a message to the target group that they are only good for a showpiece to pull in more viewers and cannot serve a real purpose. The second effect of forced diversity is that it burns the market for that diverse group. Take back another, again, take Black Panther. Panther, for an example. If Black Panther had been a very bad or just not well made movie at all, and then people would have been like, oh, so African American based movies are just bad. Then let's say 6 years later, someone else tried to make another African American movie, another Black Panther reboot. People would not be interested because they already had a bad taste in their mouth about this bad Black Panther. So now you got to do double the work of washing the bad taste out their mouth, while also bringing in something that you actually worked really hard on. Luckily, that didn't happen, but it could have. An article by Philomena Kewao for NEDA echoes a similar point that instead of buying these dreams, I only make profit, we need to inspire and uplift each other and encourage our differences. Personally, diversity is not something that I hold in a particular highlight. For me, comics and movies should have an amazing or engaging story plot above all else, but I can recognize the importance of it, and in some cases, it can greatly enhance the story, like Cannon Busters or Black Panther, or another one of my favorites is the Avatar series. The series was an American animation, but it was had a large emphasis on Eastern ideas and Eastern characters, as all the characters were all Asian based. But it was still very amazing. I talked a lot. I talked about a lot today, but if you take anything away from this today, just be more appreciative, honest, and good diversity done to show other perspectives and lifestyles. But also be mindful of poor or forced diversity aimed to bring out the fact that X, Y, and Z look like you believe what you believe. Look deeper, do some extra investigation if you have to. Using the forced diversity, the cracking the facade are evident. Good luck, nice everybody, to start with Black Panther and Superman on their opening weekend. Superman only pulled in about 125 million, while Black Panther was drawing in well over 292, almost 300 million. Now the race is spot, which would make more money. Read the first description of the first depiction of a black Superman breaking all kinds of historical records, or the movie about a rich white man with a fancy suit of armor. Again. So my overall point: respect diverse works. They did work hard on what they got, but also hold them to the same light you will hold non-diverse works, and prevent them from taking advantage of you and your diversity. Thank you for listening.